view on attracting quality clients is external. I see it all of the time. I've worked with hundreds of clients up until this point and been doing this for a very long time, a decade plus at the time I'm doing this training right now. And one of the things that I've learned is to attract quality people, you have to use specific types of language because that is what they're going to be attracted to. And one of the biggest mistakes that I see with entrepreneurs who own companies and, CEOs and, you could be just starting or you can be 6, 7 figures, 8 figures. It really doesn't matter, right? If you have a service-based business and you are not attracting quality clients, what I'm hearing is, oh, okay, you're not attracting quality leads, right? Because your clients were once your leads. Make sense? So if your clients were once your leads, that means you did something. And in our case, we're talking advertisement, right? We're talking what you're doing. We're talking what you're putting out, paid ads. That means that the messages that you're putting out via paid advertising is attracting those people. So you are the reason why these clients aren't quality. It's not them, because I see people, they complain all of the time. Look, that used to be me, like, oh man, they ain't showing up on time. They not showing up to the meetings. They're not meeting with their coaches or their trainers or their account managers. They're not showing up to their appointments. I got to chase them down to make payments. You feel what I'm saying? But what we forget is that it's not their fault. If there's a certain level of standard of a type of client that we want to work with, and this is our business, it's our job to attract certain types of people into our business. The majority of those people that are going to come through is going to be a certain type of person, a certain type of individual based on what you say in the marketing. So that is what I want us to focus on. What are you saying? What are you talking about? Because those quality clients are really means that you're attracting quality leads, but you can't attract quality leads if you're not doing two things. So let's talk about that. Number one, very first thing is you really got to focus on who are you targeting specifically. Like this is very key. Like when I say targeting, where are you targeting these people at? Because if you're looking for quality clients and you're at a part of town, or if you're targeting a certain group of individuals that is that's not your ideal client, aka that's what you consider to be a quality client, is your ideal client. So you got to have that profile. So that's even the first thing, even before we get to this, know who that is. But once you have that profile, you should be looking in places where you're most likely to find that ideal client. You're most likely to find that profile, that demographic, that psychographic of the type of person you want to work with. So if you haven't done that work and you just say, oh, I'm just going to target anybody, or you're not really being thoughtful and specifically who you're targeting, because there's certain markets that's super broad and you have to do niching within the audience, right? It shouldn't necessarily be all types of business owners. It should be certain types of businesses. Pay attention to. Second thing you got to really look at, and this is important, and if not even more important than the first one, is what are you saying in your messaging? Your messaging in your advertisements, in your marketing materials, it needs to directly impact and directly be relevant to the audience that you want to help. This is something that I'm embarrassed to say, it took me way too long to figure this out. Way too long because I was just saying anything that I thought sounded good. I was just saying anything that I thought people wanted, but my message was watered down. Nobody wasn't really gravitating towards it like that. And then the quality of the types of people that did opt in, or the types of leads that I got, they weren't really, some of the leads weren't strong because of some of the things that I was actually saying in the ad. So let's look at, what that could look like. But let me give you an example first. So I remember I ran an ad, and the ad said, and this was, to entrepreneurs, business owners. And I said, this is how I started the ad. I said, are you broke, busted, and disgusted? I said, is there too much month at the end of the money? Do you not have 2 pennies to rub together to your name because you're not generating any revenue or money right now? Or I am your guy. I said, I can help you build this, that, right. So I did this ad, And I'm like, yo, this is great. People who really need to make money in their business and grow, and people who just like really need my content the most, they're gonna love it. So I start running this ad, and now I'm having leads coming in, right? So I'm excited. I'm like, all right, cool, leads are coming in, and I'm having the conversation with these leads. And as I'm having the conversations, guess what some of the reasons why they couldn't enroll and I couldn't help them? Well, guess what some of the reasons that they said? What were some of the, objections, or what were some of the things that people were saying? I bet you can guess what they were. Oh, yeah, man, nah, right now I'm just kind of living check to check. I'm just kind of getting by right now. You know what? I'm on welfare. I'm actually living with my cousin. I'm living in my sister's house right now. I had to move back in with moms. You know how it is, you know what I mean? Right? I had to, you know what I mean? Look, I ain't judging nobody. Listen, I'm not judging nobody. It is what it is. We all go through different periods in our life. But what I am saying is this. Based on the language that I used in my advertisements, that attracted a particular type of person. And that could have easily been changed had I used more language to attract the type of profile that I said I wanted to attract. That's why having that profile is important, because if you know they got to have a certain level of income, if they got to have, you want them to be working. So, let's say if they have 9 to 5 jobs, you want them to already have started a business. Let's just say if that was me, you have to start a business already, or you already have to be, already making sales. You have to be willing to invest in yourself, right? These are all things, hard, soft skills, all of that, right? So guess what? Instead of doing an ad like that, what I could have done and got way better results is, and this could be to the same audience is what I'm saying. You can get totally different results, even if it's targeting the same audience. So I could have said, are you having challenges getting more clients right now? Let's pause right there. From the first line, what is that saying to them? Who am I talking to? Are you having challenges getting more clients right now? So if I'm saying more clients, what does that mean? That's already assuming that they have clients. So I'm already talking to somebody who already has an active business from one sentence, one question. That's the power of messaging, because somebody who doesn't have any clients, they're likely that they're going to be more they're going to be a little bit more apprehensive to responding to the ad, because they're going to feel like I'm not talking to them, which I'm not talking to them in that case, right? I'm talking to the people who already got something going on, right? So that's cool. Unless that's who you want to target, that's something different. But in my case, at that time when I was running ads like that, I should have definitely went after people who already had at least a business established already. Maybe even if they only had 1 or 2 clients up until this point, maybe they only got paid a couple $100 or a couple $1,000 or whatever the case, or anything above that, right? But this is the thing. From the first line, I'm already attracting the right person, right? And then I could have said something like, I gave them a little explanation on, basically, ways they're going to attract clients. And then I say, hey, listen, I know sometimes it could be hard that, finding time around your 9 to 5 job. What does that say? They got a job. And finding, and let's say part of my profile is, maybe they got a family, and finding time around your family time, because maybe if I'm targeting families, I'm targeting household. Typically household incomes for couples is typically higher than individuals. So I could be, if that was what it is, I can add that on there. If I was targeting, just women, being a single mother, I could throw that line in there if that's what it was. So I'm giving you examples that there's certain things that you can say in your language to attract a certain type of person or a certain profile of a person, all inside of the ad based on what you say, right? Or what we say if we're running it, right? We collaborate on this if you're using our agency, but we're very conscious of the messaging, because the messaging is very important in terms of the type of people you attract. So you would say that if there is a certain role in society, you can add that, like we talked about mothers. If you're talking to CEOs, if you're talking to vice presidents, that's what we're talking about. And those are the 2 biggest things you really want to focus on. Number 1 is so really three I gave you. So first thing is understanding who your profile is, because your profile dictates everything else. It dictates everything else that you're going to do in advertising and marketing. But then the second thing is, where are you targeting these people? And then the third thing is, what are you actually saying in a messaging, and making sure that the messaging is in direct alignment with the profile of the type of person you want to work with. And when you do that, that is how you attract quality leads. And from there, those quality leads, obviously, you're going to get quality clients from that.